Dirty oil, a secret network, and a geopolitical challenge. This is the story of how Saudi Arabia is laundering Russian oil to evade U.S. sanctions. Since the United States imposed economic sanctions on Russia in 2014 due to the crisis in Ukraine, the Eurasian country has had to look for alternative ways to export its oil, one of its main sources of income. One of these ways is to use intermediary countries, which buy Russian oil at a low price and resell it to more profitable markets hiding its origin. One of these intermediary countries is Saudi Arabia, the largest producer and exporter of oil in the world, and a historical ally of the United States. But how does Saudi Arabia launder Russian oil without being discovered? And what are the consequences of this operation on the political and environmental level? To answer these questions, we have to analyze the process of oil laundering, the motivations that drive Saudi Arabia to do it, and the possible reactions of the United States and the international community. The process of oil laundering consists of mixing Russian oil with Saudi oil in varying proportions in order to alter its physical and chemical characteristics and make it unrecognizable. This process takes place in refineries located in third countries, such as Egypt or Malaysia, where oil is transported by tankers that often change their name and flag to avoid controls. Once mixed, the oil is labeled as Saudi and sold to countries that are not subject to U.S. sanctions, such as China or India, at a higher price than the one paid to Russia. In this way, Saudi Arabia earns a commission on sales and helps Russia maintain its oil revenue flow. But why does Saudi Arabia do this? What are its reasons? There are at least 3 reasons that explain this choice. The first one is economic. Saudi Arabia needs to increase its oil profits to support its economy and its ambitious reform plan called Vision 2030. The second one is political. Saudi Arabia wants to strengthen its ties with Russia, a key player in the Middle Eastern region and a potential ally against Iran, its main rival. The third one is strategic. Saudi Arabia wants to challenge the leadership of the United States in the global oil market and demonstrate its independence and autonomy. These are the reasons that drive Saudi Arabia to launder Russian oil. But what are the consequences of this operation? The consequences are multiple and affect both the political and environmental level. On the political level, this operation undermines the credibility and effectiveness of U.S. sanctions against Russia and creates tensions between the United States and Saudi Arabia, 2 historical allies but also rivals on the oil market. Moreover, this operation favors cooperation between Russia and Saudi Arabia on other sensitive issues such as the war in Syria or the Iranian nuclear program, creating imbalances in the Middle Eastern region. On the environmental level, this operation has negative impacts on both the climate and health. In fact, Russian oil is of low quality and contains a large amount of sulfur, a substance that contributes to air pollution and acid rain. By mixing Russian oil with Saudi oil, the level of sulfur in the final product is increased and the quality of air and water in the consuming countries is worsened. Moreover, this operation favors dependence on oil and slows down the transition to renewable and clean sources of energy, which are necessary to counteract global warming and its devastating effects. These are the consequences of this operation on the political and environmental level. As you can see, this is a very complex and dangerous oil plot. In this video, I told you how Saudi Arabia is laundering Russian oil to evade US sanctions. I explained the process of laundering, the motivations of Saudi Arabia, and the consequences of this operation. I hope you enjoyed this video and it made you think about this topic. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel and activate the notification bell. Thanks for following me and see you next time.